Well, kids can surprise you. I was teaching Sunday school, and we were teaching a story about the Passover, and the Israelites were instructed to paint the blood of a one-year-old lamb that they had killed on the door frames of the houses. And if they did that, if they obeyed God's instructions, the angel of death would come through, pass over that home, and not kill the firstborn child in that home. One boy in my Sunday school class asked me, he said, what if instead of the blood of a lamb, because, who wants to kill a lamb, you used paint? I asked the child to answer his own question. I said, what do you think? If you used paint as bright as the color blood and painted your doorframe, what would have happened that night as the angel of death passed over your home? And the boy said, I think my older brother would have still died. And we see this all the time in our world today, where people take God's instructions and say, oh, we could modify the instructions a little bit, or we don't have to do it exactly that way because it's a little too extreme. Let's just change the parameters a little bit. And when we transitioned that Passover story to unpack it and share the gospel message about the cross and about what Jesus came to do and how he shed his blood for us and provides a way for salvation, and that way of salvation is to confess with our mouth and believe in our heart that God raised him from the dead, we have to do it that way. There is no other way to be saved. And that boy understood in that Sunday school lesson that day, from the question he asked, how important it is that when God gives us instructions from his word, we do it exactly the way that God says. And we don't deviate. We don't invent our own way or make up our own plan.